Hello students, in today's session we will be doing a chapter called Microorganisms. So before we start with microorganisms, let us try recollecting from our experiences. Have you all seen what happens to a piece of bread when you keep it for a long time, maybe for 3 or 4 days? What do you think happens to that piece of bread? You would have seen that there are some black color powdery patches kind of thing that you would see on the bread, right? So why do you think the bread gets that blackish patches on that? And do you think the bread what has got such kind of patches is edible? In the sense, can you consume them? Have you tried tasting such kind of bread? Of course, it will have some foul smell and it will also taste really bad. Okay, so this food is not fit for consumption. It means it has spoiled. So why do you think the bread is spoiled like that? That's because of microorganisms. So when you keep the bread open for a long time, what happens is that the microorganism starts growing on them. So what are these microorganisms? Microorganisms are the tiny living creatures that we see around us. So these microorganisms basically are present everywhere. Only thing is we will not be able to see them with our naked eyes. Why are we not able to see them with our naked eyes? Because they are very small. That's the reason we call them as microorganisms. So microorganisms are the small creatures, are the tiny creatures which cannot be seen with our naked eyes. And the moment I say microorganisms, it's not that there is only one kind of microorganisms. There are many different kinds of microorganisms. So let us try to understand what are the different kinds of microorganisms. The first kind of microorganisms are bacteria. And then we have protozoans. Then we have algae. The fourth variety of microorganisms are fungi. Last and the special kind are the viruses. So why did I call this virus as special kind? I'll tell you about that. But let us try briefing up this. So there are basically 5 categories of microorganisms. They are bacteria, protozoans, algae, fungi and virus. See, the microorganisms are very small in size. But when you talk about virus, these viruses are even more smaller, in the sense these viruses can live on the body of bacteria. So bacteria is already smaller, so viruses will be 10 times smaller than bacteria. Now you can ask me, what is the size of a bacteria? See, when you keep a dot on your paper with a pencil, how big is the dot? And when you try dividing the dots even more 100 times, when you try to divide the dot 100 times, how small a dot will you get? So that would be the size of a bacteria. So bacteria is very tiny organism. Viruses is tinier than bacteria. It is 10 times smaller than bacteria. So that is why I said virus is a special kind of organism. And other key feature of this viruses is that these viruses can survive on the host body. In the sense, these viruses always require another body, another living organism like human beings or bacteria or plants or any other animals in order to survive. So they always stay with support of a host. That is why viruses are special.